You can read more about many of the stories featured in today's show in the November issue of Mohawk Valley Living magazine, available for free at hundreds of local shops and restaurants and online at mohawkvalleyliving.com. The Steet Ponte Auto Group in Yorkville and Herkimer and Turnbull Insurance Service since 1866 present Mohawk Valley Living, exploring the arts, culture, and heritage of our region.
Good morning and welcome to Mohawk Valley Living. November is upon us and winter is just around the corner. Today we're going to be traveling all around the Mohawk Valley, including a trip down to Frankfort, right? Where we're going to visit an organic chicken farm. Now, if you want to find out what an organic chicken farm is, then stay tuned.
In the sand, I kiss you, the sky is blue. We got nothing better to do. Let's stay this way forever. Let's stay this age forever.
In this month's issue of Mohawk Valley Living magazine, Brian Howard continues his popular series of articles about Oneida County history. In this issue, he writes about Utica's iconic Flatiron buildings.
The term Flatiron building goes back to the iconic Flatiron building in New York City. And Utica, because of the unique intersection of several of its streets with Genesee, also had several what you could call Flatiron buildings, more triangular shaped, to take advantage of the very acute angle at which these streets met with Genesee. Genesee Street and Whitesboro and Main Street, they were all originally Native American trails that were eventually paved over, and they created the initial road system in the city. Hotel, Seneca, Washington, and Broadway, all parallel, linked Whitesboro and Genesee together, and they were an attempt by some of the, it wasn't even a city at that time, they were an attempt by some of the village of Utica's early leaders to draw business away from Genesee and onto this new grid. Curiously, neither of the intersections of these new streets with Whitesboro or Genesee came at right angles, so they created these really funky corners that the property owners took advantage of by building these iconic triangular shaped buildings. Flatiron is just because the building itself tends to resemble, looking down from the top, a classic flat iron that you would use to iron your clothes. It's just that triangular shape comes to a point at one end. And those types of buildings aren't unique, of course, to Utica or to New York State. But the fact that we had three of them within just a few hundred feet of one another, I thought was pretty interesting.
When planning your family's future, turn to the principles of the past. Turn to Turnbull. Turnbull Insurance Service is an independent agency representing the most dependable companies for all your insurance needs, as well as complete financial planning and wealth management. Call today for a free assessment. Special order your furniture now for holiday delivery. Adirondack Furniture gives you the freedom of choice. Choose your style, your wood type, and your finish with the lowest prices on American-made dining, bedroom, and occasional furniture. Explore over 23,000 square feet of brand-name furniture at the lowest prices guaranteed. With 0% financing and free delivery. Special order your furniture now for holiday delivery at Adirondack Furniture, Riverside Center in North Utica.
I, R.A. Dudrak, the Window King, invite you to visit our showroom in Holland Patent, or we'll come to your home by appointment. We've been installing replacement windows for over 45 years. Keep your palace cool in the summer and warm in the winter by adding new windows. Many styles and selections to choose from. Bay, bow, garden, and double hung, single hung, and slider windows. The Window King also introduces color replacement windows. So take a short drive to R.A. Dudrak, Holland Patent, and tell them the Window King sent you.
Brenda's Natural Foods is the natural choice for healthy local products, gluten-free and gourmet foods, personal care, and natural cleaning products. Brenda's Natural Foods, West Dominic Street in Rome. Come explore the new Newport Marketplace top-notch garden center, featuring over 45 vendors of antiques and vintage items. You'll also find all your garden needs at the new Newport Marketplace top-notch garden center on Main Street in Newport. Be sure to mark your calendars for Christmas in Little Falls, December 12th.
I love Mohawk Valley living.
We love Mohawk Valley living.
I love Mohawk Valley living.
Hey, I'm Genesee Joe, and I love Mohawk Valley living.
I love Mohawk Valley living.
Shop the 3,000 square feet spilling over with antiques at the Potting Shed, specializing in American coins, costume jewelry, and fine jewelry, as well as early lighting, stoneware, china, and furniture. The Potting Shed, over 40 years in the same location at 52 Oriskany Boulevard in Whitesboro.
Well, the music's on, everybody smiles. They got rock and roll, rhythm and blues. Honky-tonk music you just can't lose.
When you're driving around Oneida Square in Utica, you can't help but notice the colorful mosaic trash cans. What started as a simple idea has turned into a mission to revitalize the city. This social enterprise helps provide jobs for people with significant barriers to employment through the creation of mosaic art, guided by local artist Kathy Marsh.
I started doing mosaics probably about 12 years ago, and I just, for some reason, saw something I liked that I wanted to kind of do, and I just started and I got really addicted to it. And it was at a time in my life where I was going through some hard stuff, and I think I always see mosaics almost as a metaphor where broken things can become something new and beautiful, and they actually were like that in my life. And I just like the fact that you can take all these objects that might be thrown away and make them into something else. And so that's kind of how I got started, and I've experimented with all kinds of weird objects in there, like rusty nails and rusty things and whatever you can possibly stick and make adhere into the concrete base is kind of what I do.
You can purchase beautiful mosaic planters during the 3rd annual Utica Uptown Downtown Art Fair, this Saturday and Sunday after Thanksgiving from 10 to 5. There are 5 locations featuring various artwork from 15 artists. Visit uticaartfair.com. We head to Oriskany Boulevard to a shop celebrating 40 years. The Potting Shed Antiques is a treasure trove of things from the past, including advertising memorabilia from local businesses. Owners Don and Nancy Hartman say they're still learning something new every day.
Actually, I've been chasing junk probably for about 45, 50 years. Been really collecting for about 45. And in that many years, you do come across items that you just don't know what they are, but they're interesting, so you pick them up. What I love about the business is every day, no matter how much you know, you're still learning. You'll get an item in and have no idea, but it's unique, it's different. So you set it out, and if you're lucky enough, someone will come along and you'll say, oh geez, you've got such and such. And you just say, yeah, we do. Then they proceed and ask them, well, what can you tell me about it? And that's where we get our information. Our customers feed us with knowledge. You never know what you're going to find, especially being in the business. You're seeing it every day. And I always say every day is like Christmas morning. Someone brings something in for sale or that, and when you open up that box, it's like Christmas because you never know what you're going to find in that package.
If you love antiques, be sure to check out the new Antiques Guide in every issue of Mohawk Valley Living magazine. For lunch, we head back over to Genesee Street to a popular gathering place, Raspberries Cafe, where we see many familiar faces of the people we have met over the years.
I have been coming here to Raspberries ever since they opened some 10 years ago. And I always order the same thing, kind of drive them nuts because I have 1 egg up, 1 egg over. I come here for breakfast twice a week, but you can come here for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Whenever you come, it's guaranteed to be a fantastic meal and fantastic service.
In the kitchen, Chef Fran whips up some of his specialties, including pasta marcio with homemade rigatoni. His passion for cooking developed out of humble beginnings.
I was at a friend's house, and her father owned a restaurant. Somebody called in. He said, I was 13 years old. You want to start dishwashing? I said, yeah, sure. Never left. Worked my way up to a prep cook at 15 and cooked ever since. Became the head chef by the time I was 21 in the local restaurant. I've cooked in the local restaurants ever since I started. I'm here a good proportion of the day, so I get to get out and see people while I'm getting my work done. And it's a lot of people that were regulars here when I started, and it's a lot of people that I've known throughout the years of cooking that followed me here. So it's a mixture of both, yeah.
And why do you keep doing it? You've been doing it a long time.
I enjoy what I'm doing. Yeah, definitely enjoy what I'm doing, yeah.
Raspberries Cafe in New Hartford is open for breakfast and lunch 7 days a week, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Casual fine dining Wednesday through Saturday at 5 p.m. at 2634 Genesee Street in South Utica. Did you know that the two-time Guinness World Record holder for the largest collection of Hot Wheels cars lives in Deerfield? Most people probably wouldn't recognize Mike Zarnock, but at Hot Wheels conventions around the world, he's a celebrity. He's an author of 14 books and even had his own car reproduced by Hot Wheels, a dream he could hardly conceive as a 9-year-old boy.
1968, I used to collect models and slot cars and stuff, and I went down to Grant's in North Utica looking for something new, and I walked in there and I looked up and there were Hot Wheels, and something I've never ever seen before, and you know, custom paint on them and superchargers and mag wheels, and I was just like, oh my God, and I never expected to be where I am today, being just a collector. I was a little kid writing letters to Mattel, asking them for parts. And here they call me now. Hey, did we ever make this? Did we ever make that?
Yeah.
I've been writing for different magazines since 2002, since I put my first book out, and put out, it's 14 books with my name on them now. I travel all over the country. I've been asked to go all over the world. It's the only thing that's really been constant in my life. I love cars. It brings me back to when I was that little kid, riding my bicycle and mowing the lawn and making my bed. I had to do my chores so I could get my allowance, another $1 to go buy another Hot Wheel. So, but yeah, and with a lot of guys that collect, it just brings you back to that time in life where you're just having fun, and you don't have to worry about going to work and all that stuff. It just brings you back to being a kid.
We go from racers to roosters. Actually, you won't find any roosters at Oliver's Organic Eggs, but you will find thousands of chickens. These organically raised free-range hens provide eggs and meat to families in the Mohawk Valley and beyond. The Ashelman family collects, sorts, and washes thousands of eggs every day on their farm in Frankfort. And although Oliver has his degree in dairy management, he loves chickens.
With Thanksgiving just around the corner, eggs are in demand because of baking. And can you believe how many eggs are produced here in this little place, really? 24,000 eggs a week. That's a lot of eggs.
When I was a young kid, I always had a love for chickens. My grandfather always had chickens, and we just, over the years, we just went from 40 chickens to now 3,000. So it just is something that happened, and my wife and I, we started the business about 4 years ago. We started with about 1,000 chickens, and then the market just grew. We wanted to sign up with a company and sell directly to them, but it didn't work out, and we just decided to market our own with our own label, and it ended up being it's starting to end up being a success. I mean, we went through our battles to get here, and we're, like I said, we're finally getting to where I think we want to be. And
now tell me about your decision to go organic and what kind of challenge that has been.
Well, we were organic with the dairy, and we did this in 2006, and it's been a great challenge. It's been a whole different learning experience for everybody, my family and I, and it's something that we enjoy doing. and it's something that we believe in, and it's a great way of doing things. It's like the best way to explain organic is like doing like our grandfathers used to do, and I think that's the best way, to explain, how organic works. But I guess I couldn't say, I don't know if it's bred into us, but it's I mean, it's a love that we just enjoy doing. I mean, it's a job that every day is something different. I mean, yes, we got our chores, but it's a great. I mean, my wife was raised on a farm, and we just enjoy raising our two girls on a farm too as well. Even though they don't eventually want to be farmers, but they got that background of getting up and doing chores. I think that's a big educational part in our children is the responsibilities and just being with nature and with the animals.
What do you think,
Rihanna? Sometimes you don't want to come to the chicken barn, but when she's here, she enjoys it.
You can read more about Oliver's organic eggs in this month's issue of Mohawk Valley Living magazine, available now for free.
To see what we can see, traveling round the Mohawk Valley.
As the fall colors peak, it's time to visit Cooperstown and the Fenimore Art Museum's wonderful new exhibition, A Perfect Likeness, Folk Portraits and Early Photography. Discover how this new 19th century technology prompted the downfall of portrait painting. Don't miss A Perfect Likeness, Folk Portraits and Early Photography at the Fenimore Art Museum overlooking Otsego Lake in Cooperstown. Great American art in a beautiful setting. For fall hours and $2 off adult admission, visit FenimoreArtMuseum.org.
The Steet Ponte Auto Group is proud to bring Mohawk Valley Living to you each week, serving the Utica area and the Valley with outstanding customer service. In Yorkville at Steet Ponte Ford Lincoln Mazda, Steet Ponte Volkswagen, and Steet Toyota Scion. And in Herkimer at Steet Ponte Chevrolet. Stop in and see why it's so easy to do business with Steet Ponte. Mealan's Market is your holiday meat headquarters, featuring low-salt, low-fat smoked ham and store-made kielbasa. Try their famous crown roast of pork or prime rib, and be sure to pre-order your fresh seafood and shrimp platters. Mealan's Market at the Four Corners in Clark Mills.
Welcome to the Little Falls Antique Center in the shops at 25 West. Come on in and browse thousands of unique items that change on a daily basis. Shop for yourself or for someone else. We're open every day from 10 to 5. We look forward to your visit here at historic Canal Place in Little Falls.
Tom's Natural Foods is your connection to local farms for natural and organic fruits and vegetables, meats, eggs, cheeses, and other milk products. At Tom's Natural Foods in Clinton, naturally.
The people you know, the rock you love, and more songs per hour. 92.7 FM, The Drive, Central New York's locally owned independent rock station.
You keep saying you're going to do something about your back and joint pain. Call Dr. Michael Tucherone, one of the area's only K-laser therapy chiropractors, the most advanced, non-invasive treatment of acute and chronic pain. Call 853-6225 and embark on your wellness journey today. If you've been following the exciting story of Utica's peregrine falcons, you'll be happy to find part 2 in this month's magazine. We caught up with naturalist Matt Perry at the Spring Farm Cares Nature Sanctuary. He tells us why the city of Utica is attractive to peregrines.
They're in Utica mostly because the tall buildings that we have in downtown mimic their natural breeding situation. So we don't have many buildings that are tall enough to attract peregrine falcons, but we do have a couple, and the ones that we chose, the Adirondack Bank, actually has a ledge high enough. And you won't have multiple pairs of peregrines choosing Utica because they're very picky about their territory size, and so they would never tolerate another pair living so close to them. The main thing is raptors in general, not just peregrine falcons. They're at the top of the food chain. And that means that you can kind of use them as a barometer for the health of the ecosystem. So they're ecological barometer. So if they're doing well, then you can almost naturally assume that the environment is doing okay. And we learned this, really hard lesson when DDT, the pesticide, which was widely used after World War II until it was banned in 1970 or 1971, we learned that it wiped out the entire population of peregrines in the east. So east of the Mississippi, they were all wiped out and they had to be reintroduced. We're always looking for people to assist us with our Fledge Watch. Fledge Watch is a fascinating thing to take part in, mostly because you get to see all this really interesting behavior with these birds, like what I described in the article with Comet taking care of his brother Sky and the situation with Orion. I mean, all that was not seen on our video, on our live stream video on our website. It all came from Fledge Watch, with us watching the birds and trying to make sure that they stay safe when they leave the nest ledge. So if anybody wants to be a part of that, all they have to do is go to our website. We have a special page on the site where you could sign up, and it's uticaperegrinefalcons.com.
Many of our readers enjoy following Peggy Spencer Barron's monthly diary about living off the grid with her husband Tim at the Shawangunk Nature Preserve in Cold Brook. With winter just around the corner, we visit Tim and Peggy to see what they do to prepare for the upcoming season. This will be their 42nd Thanksgiving living in harmony with nature and educating people about ecologically friendly lifestyles.
She does a lot of the, most all of the gardening, and now she's putting in the root cellar. She's drying apples and putting them in gallon jugs. And I do most of the wood, cutting the wood, splitting the wood, stacking the wood, and getting the cottages ready for winter. I'm thankful for the cosmos and the fact that I got to be in this magical, imagine we're on a little ball going through space with this big ball of heat. It's just all too, and the older I get, the more awed I get by it. I'm totally in love with the cosmos, and I just want to protect it, and I want to love it and share it with everybody. But
so this is your 42nd Thanksgiving?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. But I'm more in love with it than ever.
So 42 years, the honeymoon still?
42 years of loving this beautiful planet. Yeah, I'm thankful we live in a country with freedom, so we can do this. Share a lifestyle, and we have no one bossing us except the elements. It's a wonderful, I'm so fond of this country. In fact, we have freedom. Some people misuse it, but boy, we are really lucky. I'm not a serf, and I'm not a landlord. I'm a man of the earth, that's all.
Be sure to read Peggy's monthly article in Mohawk Valley Living magazine and visit their website for workshops, ShawangunkNaturePreserve.com. The Steet Ponte Auto Group is proud to bring Mohawk Valley Living to you each week, serving the Utica area and the Valley with outstanding customer service. In Yorkville at Steet Ponte Ford Lincoln Mazda, Steet Ponte Volkswagen, and Steet Toyota Scion. And in Herkimer at Steet Ponte Chevrolet. Stop in and see why it's so easy to do business with Steet Ponte. You go the extra mile for your small business and should expect the same from your insurance company. For over 140 years, Turnbull Insurance Service has been committed to local small business. For your commercial coverage, turn to the company ready to go that extra mile. Turn to Turnbull. Melrose Supermarket is your family hometown market, known for their choice hand-cut meats, homemade breads, and fresh pastas and salads. Check out the weekly specials at Melrose Supermarket, East Main Street in Frankfort. Celebrate the season at North Star Orchards with sweet cider, fresh baked pies, and cider donuts. Add some autumn color with decorative gourds, Indian corn, and corn stalks. Celebrate autumn at North Star Orchards in Westmoreland. Come explore the new Newport Marketplace Top-Notch Garden Center, featuring over 45 vendors of antiques and vintage items. You'll also find all your garden needs at the new Newport Marketplace Top-Notch Garden Center on Main Street in Newport. Do something about your chronic pain. InterX Therapy can be the answer to your post-surgical or sports injury rehabilitation or chronic neuropathic pain. Call Dr. Michael Tucherone at 853-6225 for non-invasive InterX Therapy. Expecting company? Just call Deansboro Superette. They prepare delicious Middle Eastern platters for any number of guests. Call 841-4377. Autumn colors are here. Desert sage, cadmium orange, dried urban orchids. Let the Village Crossing help you put it all together. New fashions arriving daily at the Village Crossing in Clinton. Shop the 3,000 square feet spilling over with antiques at the Potting Shed, specializing in American coins, costume jewelry, and fine jewelry, as well as early lighting, stoneware, china, and furniture. The Potting Shed, over 40 years in the same location at 52 Oriskany Boulevard in Whitesboro.
Traveling round the Mohawk Valley, we're going on a road trip. Go on along.
It's that time of year when we have to really reflect on all those chores that have yet to be done as the snow starts blowing in the air. And one of the things I always remind people, you've harvested all that garlic and you've taken all those big plump ones and you've taken those inside for winter days and stuff. Take some of the old culls and break them up, get them in the ground. You still have time, you're going to get some smaller garlic possibly, but you're going to have more of it, and it's kind of a bonus thing. The other thing we always worry about is rodents in the garden. So get that garden cleaned up, get all the old tomato plants out. It's good hygiene to pull them right out, get them out to the dumpster, and clean it up, get it all ready for the spring. But one thing is overlooked more times than not for the young trees, whether they're fruit trees or any trees, is the mice damage we get in the winter. Get the tree guards on, simple, they go around, it'll protect the trunk of the tree. It not only protects it from the mice and the rabbits, but actually the sunlight will reflect off this. So you're not getting that winter injury when that bark gets warm and then it cools and warm and cools. This will help.
Ain't got no money, but I got plenty to show you.